The Creature by Lauren Lynn Armstrong. Chapter 4.
Dun, dun, dun.
Can we get through this?
Maybe.
You know, I'm not an author, right? Like, it's not one of my hobbies to sit and write or anything, but I think anything I have written is better than this.
Yeah.
Lauren, we had some discussion of it today in the Discord. It's like Lauren does, and then this happened type storytelling.
Yeah.
It's and this happened, and this happened, and like he assumes that you're in his head and imagining what he's imagining.
But
It's so weird. Like he gets excruciating detail about like opening the car door, but then you go to the fanciest restaurant in town.
yeah,
And
that's
you have
not a word.
Yeah, and you have a meal.
And like I have done some fanfic, terrible, cringy fanfic, and I think my stuff was better than this.
Yeah, I mean, and but the thing is, neither of us are putting ourselves out as authors.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, he didn't publish this, but Taken Abroad isn't any better. This is on par with Taken Abroad.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
Let's just try to get through it.
Okay, all right. Ready? Let's go. All right, set the scene. We're on the side of a mountain. There's a creature stalking us in the woods. And we're behaving exactly the way people would behave. Oh man, D-Mac is dead. So who we got left? Wait, let's go through who we got left. Okay, so D-Mac is dead.
Right.
And the standard decoy is dead.
Yes.
So we've still got Nathan Downhour.
Mm-hmm.
We still got Sassy Kayla.
Yep.
We've got Winnie.
Yep.
And we've got Lauren.
Right.
That's who's left.
Yep.
All right.
We'll do this. We got this.
We got it.
Chapter 4. When daylight came, Samuel walked over to look at Vernon before covering him with a blanket and waking the others. He woke Jennifer first and explained to her what happened to Vernon when he woke him up to keep guard.
By the way, Bud says hi.
All Jennifer could do was cling on to Samuel, rest her head on his shoulders, and let out the tears fall from her face.
I'm surprised she could sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could sleep knowing that some animal out there had killed at least one of my friends.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be able to sleep.
Yeah, because she just now found out about Vernon.
Jennifer asked Samuel to let her tell Holly. She thought it might be easier for her to hear it from another female.
Female! How? Why?
Yeah.
Like, why? Who would...
I don't think that kind of news is easily broken by anybody.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Look here, bitch.
You're probably right, Samuel replied. Because, of course, he doesn't want to have to explain how he did shit all for his friend.
15 feet away.
Yeah.
I can't get over this. The room we're in is about 15 feet.
Yeah. It's sad. You tell Holly, and I'll wake Andrew up and tell him, Samuel exclaimed. They gave each other a kiss before going off to tell their friends about Vernon. As Samuel was telling Andrew, they heard a loud cry come from Holly that told him that Jennifer just let her know about Vernon. He has amazing deduction.
He's a smart guy. We don't give him enough credit.
Samuel and Andrew came out of the tent where Andrew had slept and joined the girls.
Why are they in the tents? It's a tent. It's not a house.
Holly's face was pale with sadness and fright as Jennifer held her close. Samuel put his hand on Holly's head and tried to comfort her by saying, We're going to get through this, Holly. But you're going to have to remain strong, okay?
Samuel put his hand on Holly's head?
Yes.
Is Holly a small child? It's very weird. If you were in the throes of grief, would that be comforting to you?
No, in fact, I'd probably slap whoever did that.
That's really weird. Lauren, that's a really weird thing to write.
I'd be like, what, are you going to pat me next, you dick?
It's really weird.
Holly shook her head. Oh, Holly shook her head yes in a nervous and scared way again.
You got a way of putting things, Lauren. I'll give you that. You got a way of putting things.
Yeah. They gathered up the things that they would need to take back down the mountain with them. They left behind the things that would only weigh them or slow them down. Then they put the fire and started down the mountain. I wonder where they put it.
It didn't take them all that long to get up this mountain, right?
Right.
Okay.
And, I mean, downhill's easier than uphill.
I would think. I mean, I'm a fat guy. I know I go down a hill better quicker than I go up. All right.
As they walked further down the mountain, Sammy began to get an uneasy feeling coming over him, like they were eyes watching them as they walked along. He grabbed Jennifer's hand and told Holly to grab Jennifer's hand in Andrew's hand.
Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. What?
And they skipped down the mountain, I guess. Andrew remained in the back with the flare gun, and Samuel played lead in front with the ranger's gun.
So wait.
No, it's like, oh my God, it's like little kids going between classes with the teachers, and they all have to hold hands.
Yeah, this is a very weird image you've given us, Lauren.
The only thing that would have made it better if they all had to hold on to a rope like some kid,
or if they all had to hold their finger over their mouth to show that they were quiet.
Yeah.
It's a very weird thing you're writing here, Lauren.
Samuel eased the group along, watching and listening very cautiously. Then a snap of a branch covered the quiet of the air, and cold chills ran down the spines of all four individuals.
Isn't the snow so deep they have to be wearing snowshoes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then they heard another snap of a branch that was closer than the last. Samuel looked ahead and to the right of the trail. He noticed a big hole in the side of the mountain. It looked like a bear's cave.
Well, for all they know, it's a bear that's after him, so that certainly looks like where you want to go.
Yeah. He knew that it wasn't a good idea, but he also knew that if there was a bear in it, they would be sleeping, and they would at least stand a chance better than out in the open like they were now.
Oh, well, hush my mouth.
Yeah. Let's go disturb the sleeping bear. It's great. On the count of 3, we're all going to run to that cave. They all agreed, and Samuel started the count. Why are you even counting?
Yeah, why not just say run? Well, and I mean, aren't they trying to get off this goddamned mountain?
Yes.
I
would be running. I would be running down the mountain.
Why do they got to count it down? Why don't they just say, quick, run to that cave?
Yeah. And it's like, why are they even going cautiously down the mountain? Fucking get your ass off the mountain. I'd be running the whole way, and I am not a runner.
Yeah.
I'd probably trip and fall and I'd be rolling down, but still.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be going cautiously.
No, I don't run. It's like I tell other people that know me. If you see me running, don't ask questions. Just start running, because whatever's behind me is scary enough to make me run, and I've already tried shooting it and ran out of ideas.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, run! Samuel yelled as he clenched tight onto Jennifer's hand. Andrew looked behind him as he was running and got the first look at the creature that had killed their friends and that was now trying to kill them.
Oh, God!
Wrong voice.
Oh, no, that's you. Yeah, that's still Samuel.
No, that's Andrew. Andrew.
Oh, is that Andrew?
Back.
Oh, Andrew looked like God. I'm not even paying attention. God damn. Okay. Oh, shit. Run.
He yelled. Samuel and Jennifer made it to the cave and started encouraging Holly and Andrew to run faster. I thought they were all holding hands. Why'd they let go?
What? So this guy saw... Never mind. Let's keep going.
Finally, they made it to the cave. Once they were all inside the cave, Samuel turned on the flashlight just to turn around and find that if he would have taken one more step, he would have fallen a good 150 feet to an underground river. Are you sure it's not 15 feet there?
This is an interesting cave.
It is.
Yeah.
There's a boulder in the way of the entrance to the cave. So whatever that creature is, He couldn't get past that boulder. No, we'd all be dead right now. Samuel explained. Wait a minute, no. You saw a giant cave. You didn't see a giant boulder with a big cave hiding behind it.
How did they get past the boulder? Did it fall down behind them? Is this the cave from Indiana Jones?
I don't know. This is so confusing.
Okay.
Okay, we got this. Go ahead.
The only problem now is that he has us trapped in this place with no way out.
Andrew replied, still breathing heavily from the hard run through the deep snow. Okay, there's the snow again. No, let's just rest here, for a little while. And catch our breath back, and think. Andrew, grab that stick by your foot, and poke it out of the front of the cave, Samuel said.
No way, asshole. There's a killer monster out there. I'm not poking it with a stick.
Andrew reached down and picked up the stick that was about 6 feet in length and began to move it toward the front of the cave. Look!
All those 6-foot sticks you find just littering the floors of caves.
You couldn't go help your friend that was 15 feet away. How is this poor man going to carry this giant 6-foot stick?
No, he's planning for Andrew to sacrifice himself, and then while he's over there dying, they're all going to run.
And began to move it toward the front of the cave. Jennifer.
Okay. Oh, that's Jennifer?
Mm-hmm.
Meh, wait a minute. Meh, let me get a shirt from the duffel bag to put on the end of the stick,
Jennifer said. She placed his shirt on the end of the stick, and Andrew moves towards the opening of the cave. He slowly poked the shirt out of the cave. Nothing happened.
I have a question. I know we keep interrupting, but I have a question.
Yeah.
So they were leaving behind everything that could slow them down.
But they have a spare shirt.
But they brought their suitcases?
Well, you don't know. They might need to wash their clothes. Honey, come on. They just left the food and water. It's fine.
Yeah, they left the food, the water, the shelter. They brought their dirty underwear back.
Andrew turned toward the other three, shrugged his shoulders, and said,
Hey, no, I'm lost where we are.
He's slowly...
The creature must have left.
As he stood there, feeling confident that he was in a safe place. Right after saying that, an arm with long, harsh-looking fingers and long nails reached into the cave just far enough to make a long gash in Andrew's side.
Ouch, you prick!
The girls screamed. Which one? And Andrew fell to the ground. The creature's hand reached in again, this time getting his fingernails planted deep into Andrew's foot. Andrew screamed in pain.
Oh, I'm in pain.
As the creature tried to drag Andrew to him. Samuel grabbed the gun from the bag. I thought it was in his hand. Why'd he put it in the bag? Okay. Ran to the creature's arm and shot the gun twice, severing the hand from the creature's arm.
I thought this was a handgun. It must... God, what is it? Is it a 454? Like, goddamn. What the hell is that ranger carrying?
The creature pulled his arm back and screeched a high-pitched scream of pain.
Eep!
Oh, no, that's not right.
Oh, what do you got?
Even
got
better.
the Zoidberg. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah. Sammy reached down.
That's now the creature's cry. Whoop, 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 whoop.
It's perfect. Yeah. I love it. Sammy reached down and pulled the severed hand out of Andrew's foot and helped him back to a safer distance from the opening. Andrew, still in pain and breathing heavily, looked at Samuel and said,
Guess I found out. Guess what I found out?
What? Samuel asked.
I found out that he's still there.
Great deduction skills, this whole group.
Thank God he figured that out.
Andrew replied as he looked at the severed hand of the creature, watching the blue neon blood roll out of it. Yeah, Samuel added. No, I noticed that too. Oh my God, the deduction.
These people are in a life and death situation. There's an alien creature outside trying to kill them. You know, there's the severed hand of the thing right there. This guy's injured and they're quipping.
Yeah.
This is like a mid-tier Marvel movie.
Well, we know. Oh wait, sorry. We know that he only has one hand, Samuel said as he picked it up and threw it into the underground river. You don't know that. This creature could have like 5, 6,
yeah, he could have like
10
7
arms.
hands. He could have like tentacles coming out of his legs. You don't know.
He walked over to Jennifer to make sure she was all right, as Holly tended to Andrew's foot and the gash in his side. As he was holding Jennifer, he noticed something shining in the corner of the cave. What corner? There's a giant fucking pit. You know what? Never mind.
No, this cave has corners. This is a nice, orderly cave.
Yeah. Andrew reached for the flashlight and turned it on, pointing it to the corner where he had seen the shiny spot.
See, look, excruciating detail about trying to investigate a shiny spot in a cave, but we don't know what he had for dinner at the fanciest restaurant in town.
Or that they even ate last night.
Yeah. Oh, I bet they didn't.
No ham.
No ham. They're doing this hamless.
He saw a long, heavy rope and about 4 to 5 gallon buckets of oil. Convenient?
In a cave?
What?
Okay. Why are these things... What is the bear doing?
He ran over to the oil and grabbed a can of it and set it in the center of the cave. This is the oil that was used when the cave was dug.
What? Why? What the hell is a bear doing? Why would they just dig a cave?
If someone's digging
why?
Cave, like man-made, why are they using oil?
Why are they using oil to do it?
I mean, I could be wrong. I have never dug a cave.
I don't think I'd use oil for it. I'd use like shovels and pickaxes and dynamite and shit.
You mean they didn't leave those things, but they left the oil?
They left a bunch of gallon buckets of oil.
Samuel said as he opened up the spout. I think you said it was a bucket.
This is Lauren.
Yeah. As he opened up the spout and poured a little of it on the ground inside the cave. He then reached in the duffel bag, took out a small piece of paper, and lit it on fire. Why didn't you just light the... Never mind, I'm shutting up. When he threw it on the area where he had dumped the oil, the fire grew a little bigger and brighter so they could see better and get warmed up inside the cave. They'd be able to think better once they were warmed up and got something in them to eat.
So they're just going to burn oil inside this cave?
Yeah.
Okay. Do they have a canary? You know, just in case. All right. Go off, I guess.
Samuel grabbed the huge 6-foot-long stick that Andrew used to poke out of the cave, broke it up and threw it in the fire, and looked for more wood inside the cave, even though he knew there wouldn't be much. Because
why is there any? Why are there buckets of oil?
He threw what he found on the fire.
Why is there a rope?
And he added more oil to get the fire going better.
Because that's what you want to breathe in a...
Oh my God!
Oh no. Ume! Good news. Good news, Ume.
Then he looked in the duffel bag and grabbed a ham sandwich for everyone and 1 bottle of water to share between the 4 of them.
So they thought to bring ham sandwiches for everybody, but 1 bottle of water?
Yes.
They didn't bring enough water for everybody, but there's plenty of ham.
Look, no, they bring enough bottles of water. They left him at the campsite. They didn't need him, but you can't throw away ham.
This is Ume's expedition here. Make sure we bring the ham. Oh, if only I could. If I could do Ume's voice, she would be Holly.
Yeah. He sat next to Jennifer and gave her a kiss as they asked her if she was all right.
Why is everyone worried about this bitch?
She's pregnant.
Yeah, but she's not the one that's been clawed by a creature. She hasn't had her significant other die or anything. Why are you worried about this bitch? She's only got to be a few weeks pregnant. It's not like she's 8 months toddling along.
Yeah.
Meh, I'm fine, baby. I just wish I was in a better place with you right now.
She replied. Me too, Samuel said. Me too. After they finished eating their sandwiches, they all sat quietly and relaxed.
With a murderous monster outside the cave.
Yeah.
It's very relaxing in there while they're burning oil.
Samuel's mind was turning, trying to think of a way to get his fiancée, friends, and himself out of this situation.
All right, all of Lorne's brain power is turned to this. Let's go.
He added more oil to the fire.
Well, that's what you get. He's just going to kill them all.
And then suddenly...
You okay there?
Yeah.
Are you breathing in that oil smoke?
Yeah. And then suddenly remembered the rope.
We can hang ourselves.
He looked to the corner of the cave again and saw the rope. It didn't move? What? Studying
Sim, son of him.
Studying the sides of the rope, he decided to pick it up and look at the shape it was in.
Okay.
It looked like it was in pretty good shape and was strong enough to hold him. Jennifer, I'm going to tie this rope to a few of these big sturdy rocks here inside the cave that I didn't mention before.
That are perfect for tying a rope to.
And lower myself down to the river to see what I can find out about it. Help guide me down there, okay?
What are you supposed to find out about it?
Samuel asked her. Even though she wasn't very happy about the idea, she reluctantly said, okay.
She said, okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Winnie's excited about this. Throwing Lorne into a river.
Samuel tied the rope to the most secure places he could find. Why did you have to do it to Myrtle? Well, never mind.
It's Lorne.
And started lowering himself down to the river after giving Jennifer a kiss and telling her that he loves her.
Oh, I love you, precious. Rose.
Once he got down to the river, he noticed that the only openings were underwater by about 10 feet.
How? It's dark in a cave. He's got a flashlight. The light's gonna bounce off of the surface of the water. Like,
Honey.
he's dangling. He's whatever. Never mind.
By about 10 feet. So really, really far away.
Yeah, it's no way you're getting that 10 feet. That's halfway to a creature.
Pulling himself back up to the cave took a long time. And Samuel had a few scary slips on the way back up.
No chance we'd like to hear about that.
Yeah.
The precarious situation he was in and the trouble he ran into getting back up. No chance we'd want to hear about that. By all means, let's hear more about the ham.
I kind of want to hear more about the ham now.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know if it was country ham or sugar cured or what.
Honey baked ham.
Think it was honey baked?
Yeah. Or maybe Black Forest ham.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah. But he finally made it back up to the cave. I started that with a tired and out of breath. Jennifer had to pull him onto the flat ground. Wait, why is she tired and out of breath? He was the one climbing.
Oh, yeah, it was Jennifer that was tired and out of breath.
That's what, yeah.
Okay, then. Okay,
Because
then.
he doesn't say he was tired and out of breath.
Okay.
Then she added
No,
more.
it says tired and out of breath, comma. Jennifer had to pull him on the flat ground. Yeah.
Yeah. Then she added more oil to the fire to help him warm up faster.
This is bad, right? Like
Like, it is bad to be just sitting there in this confined space burning oil and just breathing it in, right? Like,
With a giant boulder in front of the cave entrance.
yeah, like this is bad, right? Like this is not survival skills.
I don't think so.
Yeah, okay. Just making
But then
sure.
again, we don't have survival skills, but I have a feeling we wouldn't make as many stupid choices as these people.
No.
Once he was able to talk again, he let her know that he was pulling together a plan to get them out of there. He just needed to do a little more thinking to make it come together.
He needs to do a Jimmy Neutron brain blast.
Yes.
Imagine a Lauren brain blast. Instead of like a big old like nuclear explosion, it's like the little spark you get when you flick an empty lighter.
Oh, yeah. I tell you, if I had more time, I would totally animate this like I did the Johnny Depp
Yeah.
one. But that's just too much work.
You think people are getting annoyed by all our tangents?
No.
Yeah, fuck them.
After resting for an hour, Samuel got up and started working on his plan. Grabbing 2 of the 3 buckets of oil that was left, he began to open them. Thank God he explained that. He began to make 2 trails of oil from the center of the cave back toward the opening that would meet at the opening.
Okay.
Then he dunked the rope into one of the buckets of oil and let it soak into the fibers of the rope.
Okay.
Jennifer kept the fire going in the cave, while Samuel got his plan together, and Holly was taking care of Andrew. How's he doing? Sammy asked Holly.
He's doing better now. I have him patched up.
Holly replied. Can he move?
Not very well, but that's nothing new. He's a piece of crap.
Holly answered. Samuel thought for a minute. You're gonna have to help him move then.
What? Fuck him.
Because once we leave this cave, the 3 of us need to keep running while I light the fire and try to push the creature backwards into the cave, Samuel explained.
Yeah. That doesn't make
Wait.
any sense. We have to keep running while I light the fire and push him back.
How are you gonna get... He can't get into the cave! The fucking boulder! What are you doing about the fucking boulder?
He's forgotten about it.
Alright,
Yeah. Okay.
Holly replied. Samuel grabbed a branch that he found in the cave that was about 2 inches around and about 4 feet long.
What? Why is there so much?
I thought he already used all of the...
Why is there so much wood in this cave? This is
Yeah.
a heavily wooded cave.
Yeah, and I mean, he had already used it all in the fire. Did he shit it out?
Why don't you shut it out?
He wrapped the oil-soaked rope around it and lit the rope on fire.
Isn't this a big, thick rope a man can climb on?
Yes.
Okay.
Turning towards Jennifer, he handed her the flare gun and gave her a kiss. I'll be right behind you. I promise, he told her. She clenched the gun in her hand as he kissed her lips one more time.
And then because she's probably got her booger hook on the bang button, it shot right into his stomach.
Nah, I love you too, eh?
She told me.
See, this is fanfic. I'm telling you, this is Lauren's self-insert fanfic.
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
I love you too, he answered.
okay.
Sammy picked up one of the buckets of oil that was half full after helping Andrew onto his feet. On the count of 3, start running and don't stop, Samuel demanded. Again, why with the fucking counting?
Because that's what children do.
1.
This is a Scooby gang. They're gonna catch the creature in some elaborate trap, and they're gonna pull his mask off, and it's old man McGregor.
That would actually be... That would be really funny.
Yeah.
1, 2... Samuel hesitated a little longer to take one more look at Jennifer, then said the final number for them to run. 3.
I'm glad he got that right.
Yeah. Run! Samuel shouted as he ran behind the other 3 with a bucket of oil.
It's just a funny image.
When Sammy got about 20 feet away from the cave, the creature jumped down behind him.
Bum, bum, bum.
When he fired up torch in one hand and the bucket of oil in the other, Samuel turned around. He got his first look at the creature.
Okay.
It stood about 8 feet tall, was green in color, was hairless, and had a cat-like mouth and black dead eyes. It had a slight bend in its back, like someone would have from lack of calcium to their bones. The creature looked at Samuel, then looked past him to see the others running.
You know what I always imagine with the creature? I always imagine Meowscles from Fortnite just kind of hunched over and colored green. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. It's like he's got a cute kitty nose, and that's just what I imagine. Meowscles from Fortnite, colored green and kind of hunched over. That's what I imagine.
Forget it, he said to the creature. You're not getting past me. Then he stuck the torch in the snow with a burning end up. Thank God he got that right.
Oops, I put it out. Sorry.
Grabbed a bucket of oil and threw it at the creature, dousing the creature with it, leaving a trail of oil leading from the creature to Samuel on the ground. Wow. Samuel picked his torch back up as the creature looked at him in a stunned way and lit the ground on fire. When the fire took a blaze in a straight line from where Samuel stood to the creature, lighting the creature in a big fiery ball. Arms swinging, the creature kept stumbling backward into the cave, catching one of the buckets on fire and making it explode. The force of the explosion threw the creature to the back of the cave.
Wouldn't it? No, it would throw the creature out of the cave.
Because he backed into the bucket exploded, it would throw him back forward.
But, honey, no, because he's already phased through a boulder.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And down to the underground river. Samuel sighed in relief as he fell to his knees, trying to catch his breath.
Better have some more ham.
After a few moments, he returned to his feet and walked to the back of the cave to make sure that the creature was dead, completely ignoring all the still lit oil.
Yeah.
He stepped up close to the edge and looked down at the underground river. There was no sign of life. So he turned and started walking to join the others. Following the tracks in the snow made by the others, he finally caught up to them when they were almost at the ranger station. Feeling the wear on their bodies, they were relieved to reach the station. There was no signal on the radio when they tried calling for help because of the storm that was coming in. They were out of water and were thirsty from the extensive climb back down the mountain. Samuel and Jennifer decided to walk down to the river to get some water for them before it got too dark to see, and left Holly there to rebandage Andrew's wound.
So there's no water. Now, bear in mind, as we hear about this cabin, because I do remember this chapter of it.
Mm-hmm.
Bear in mind, as we hear about the cabin and all of the supplies at the cabin, to get water, they have to go down to the river.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep that in mind.
Okay. All right, that's your Kayla voice.
Okay. Could you turn on the light for me on your way out?
Holly asked.
Meh. Screw you.
Jennifer answered.
She said sure thing. I just can't imagine Winnie helping.
Samuel grabbed the canteens and a couple of gallon jugs and walked out the door with Jennifer behind him, turning the light on for Holly and Andrew. and grabbed the flashlight on her way out. They made their way down to the river, which was about 100 yards away, relieved to be at the bottom of the mountain. Once they reached the river, they began filling up the containers with water. 100 yards away. 100 yards.
Yeah, a football field. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, 15 feet is too far.
Yeah. They were thirsty. There was a monster over there. He wasn't going over there. Fuck that.
Jennifer had to move some rocks because she was in the shallow part.
What difference does it make if they're in the shallow part of the river? Why does she have to move rocks? Okay. Yeah. All right.
I don't know. Reaching into the river, she reached down to pull out a rock. But, yeah, again...
I don't know why she has to do this, but okay.
And when she lifted it up out of the water, she stepped backward and screamed as she fell.
Meh!
Samuel ran over to hit her to see what was wrong. Jennifer had picked up a severed hand of the creature's from out of the water, thinking it was a rock because she's stupid.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel like a rock.
Yeah.
Samuel put his arms around her. She held him tight, freaked out and scared from the creature's severed hand. It's all right, Sammy told her. All she could do was cry as she held on to him tight, not wanting to let go.
That's how women are. They just fall to pieces.
Yeah.
Pick up one monster hand, and then you're just done for the night.
Once she was coming back down, Samuel finished filling the jugs, and the two of them headed back to the station. As they opened the door to the station, they found Holly on the radio. She had finally been able to reach someone.
We're at the ranger station at the foot of Mount Catockin. We need help because we're all morons.
She urged. We'll send someone out as soon as the storm lets up. All the roads to there have been closed, Men explained.
Men, several of them.
As static
All
started,
in unison.
as static started getting heavier, and the radio once again lost its signal.
And then they were going, and I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay.
Hello? 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 Assholes.
Holly yelled urgently. There was no answer from the other end as she set the radio to mic down on the desk and hung her head.
Damn it.
Sammy looked over at Andrew, noticing that Holly had finished fixing him up in new bandages. He set the containers of water down on the counter and poured Andrew, Holly, and Jennifer a cup of water, then looked through the cabinets in the ranger station.
So, okay, I'm guessing from this, Lorne doesn't know it's a bad idea to drink water straight out of a river, especially when there are the severed body parts of an unknown monster in that river.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
He had noticed the coffee pot on the counter, so figured there must be some coffee in one of them cabinets. He finally located the coffee, fixed the pot, made them all a cup.
So this ranger cabin has bandages, a radio, and a coffee pot.
Mm-hmm.
And coffee.
Mm-hmm.
So far, that's what we know is at this ranger station, but no water.
Right.
Water, you have to go down and get it from the river like it's Little House on the Prairie.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know why you're having trouble with this.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Nobody said a word. Samuel started thinking about his friends, Vernon and Whitney, wishing they were still there with them, and wondering why all this had to happen to them. Where did that creature come from? He asked himself without speaking.
Wait, does that mean Lorne doesn't have an inner monologue? Like, he didn't know how to say he thought that to himself? Like,
I guess.
yeah, okay.
Jennifer, well, he doesn't have enough brain cells for that.
He's thinking of like a voiceover in a TV show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jennifer had finished her coffee and fallen asleep with her head resting in Samuel's lap.
It is weak coffee.
He looked over at Andrew and Holly and noticed they had fallen asleep as well. Setting his coffee down, he ran his hand through Jennifer's head. Over Jennifer's head, sorry.
Yeah.
Stroking her hair, all he could think of was, thank God. Sorry. Thank God I didn't lose you. He laid his head back against the wall where he sat on the floor and closed his eyes, listening to the music on the radio, playing low in the quiet of the night. Samuel slowly faded off to sleep. He slept lightly. Thoughts that someone may try to contact them on the radio.
Oh, check it out. That's the one trying to contact him now. I hope it gets him out of this situation.
He only slept a few hours because of so much of the day's events going through his mind. He gently lifted Jennifer's head and slid a backpack filled with clothes under her, then got up to fix him another cup of coffee. He opened the door to see how much snow had accumulated. Wow, he said to himself. There's about 30 inches of snow that has already fallen, and it's still coming down heavy.
That's a lot of snow for a couple hours. Where is Mount Katakin? Is it in Alaska?
I don't know.
Is 30 inches of snow in a couple hours normal for Maine or wherever? I mean, I don't know. I've never been to Maine. It could be. I've never heard Lauren talk about getting 30 inches of snow.
Yeah, I don't know. He grabbed the shovel so he could shovel a path in front of the door.
Through 30 inches of snow?
Yes.
Okay, go on.
Samuel returned inside after shoveling and began looking through the storage room.
How many hours did it take him to shovel through 30 inches of snow?
Look, we have to remember, this man does not know measurements, period.
Yeah, it's probably a light dusting. He swept it.
As Samuel returned inside after shoveling and began looking through the storage room, now that there was some light coming through the window. He couldn't look through it during the night because the light in the room was out, and he didn't want to waste the battery light and the flashlight in case they needed it again. There was a whole storage room full of supplies.
Okay, now remember, you have to go to the river for water.
Right.
Okay.
There was food and blankets, even extra batteries if they needed them. Hanging on the wall in the back corner was a gun cabinet with a glass front for the door, but there wasn't much ammunition in the closet beside the cabinet.
Why wouldn't they have ammo?
Yeah.
They've got guns, but they just don't. They're going to scare the wild animals with the guns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Because I mean, I would assume rangers have it in case they have to put down an animal or something.
Yeah.
And I mean, park rangers, I think often do police type activities. So
Yeah.
I don't know why they wouldn't have ammo.
Sammy grabbed some food, a couple of cots, and some blankets, and brought them into the main room of the station. He set the cots up and helped Andrew into one of them so he could rest easier.
So this place has food, batteries, guns, ammo, cots, blankets, but no water.
Then set up the other cot for Holly because Jennifer was awake and began helping Sam. They opened some of the food so they could get some food in their stomachs. It's not what I would normally want for breakfast, but it will have to do for this morning, Samuel said.
You mean to tell me I'm going to have to make you bacon and eggs in the morning, yeah?
Jennifer asked. Only unless you want me to die from my own cooking. Samuel
These
replied.
crazy kids.
Nah, no. Yeah, you can stay out of the kitchen and let me handle the cooking, I guess, baby. Yeah, you jizz all over the counters anyway.
Ew.
He does.
I don't care. I did not need that. Jennifer answered. Samuel smiled, thanking her for relieving him from the cooking chore.
Yeah, I guess it's just settled for the rest of life now.
Yeah. After they all finished eating, Samuel tried contacting someone on the radio again while Jennifer cleaned up the mess from eating. Holly...
Well, I mean, that's women's work.
Yeah. Holly put new bandages on Andrew. He looked over at Holly and Andrew as they were talking and thought again about their friends, Vernon and Whitney. He thought of the way Andrew and Holly must be hurting inside from losing to their girlfriend and boyfriend. Then moved his eyes to Jennifer and thanked God that he hadn't lost her. All these thoughts about Jennifer were crawling through his mind. Voice came over the radio. Hello? Samuel answered.
Hello.
The voice asked again.
I'm fat.
We need help at the ranger station on Mount...
Catoctin.
I can't pronounce that. Samuel explained.
It's going to be another day before the road's all clear in that area. Just stay put, and we'll be there first thing in the morning. I'm fat.
The voice answered. But we have an injured man here, he replied. Hello? Hello? Are you there? Samuel asked. The signal was gone again. All they could do was wait.
At least we have enough food to last us till tomorrow, you sexy, fat, bald pedophile, eh?
Jennifer said as she walked over and hugged Samuel. If I'm going to have to stay here for another day, then I'm going to have to go to the river to get more water to see us through, Samuel said as he flipped his coat around and put his arms in the sleeves. Jennifer gave him a hug and a kiss.
Meh, hurry back, eh?
She said softly. I will, he replied as he put his snowshoes on and walked out the door.
There is a lot that happened in that chapter.
There is. And okay.
So, like, what happened was they got up, they broke camp, they walked through the woods. There was a whole section of them in a cave. There was a fight with the creature.
Right?
And then there was the ranger cabin. Like an actual writer would have probably made that at least 3 chapters, if not 4 chapters, and fleshed them all out.
And I mean, I could be wrong. I have never been to a ranger station. But generally, ranger stations are where rangers stay.
Yeah, there would be running water there because there would be bathrooms.
Yeah. Even if, for some reason they worried about, they would have a backup, like a well or, pump. They wouldn't be having to go down to the fucking river.
Yeah, I mean, where do they shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this place has electricity. It has, I don't know why it wouldn't have water.
Yeah.
I guess I could see if it's, out in the middle of God's green nowhere, they just made a structure out there, but then it wouldn't have, electricity. It would have, a gas, a propane stove and things like that in an outhouse.
This sounds more like an abandoned cabin.
That just happened to have some supplies in it or something.
Yeah, that's not a place for someone to live long term.
Yeah.
I don't care how many supplies that they had. If you have no water, you're not living.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Rangers live there. They work there. It'd be like their work office or something. But you'd think if nothing else, there'd be a bathroom and a kitchenette.
Yeah, plus, you don't know how the weather's going to go.
Clearly, it snows 30 inches in a couple hours.
So they have to plan that someone might have to stay there. They had cots for that very
They
situation,
had cots and
but
blankets,
no water.
But no water. They thought of everything but the need for water.
So, there you guys have it.
Yeah.
So we'll probably put up chapter 5 on Sunday.
Yep.
Anyway, kiss.